Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome back. Today I'm looking at the astrology for July. Please scroll down for your sun, moon, and rising sign. So looking at the chart for July, we have quite an unusual mix. It's definitely no ordinary month. So why do I say this? Because we have some big shifts with the outer planets. It's like the universe is stirring up bold new energy, inviting us to get maybe more curious, creative, and chase those big dreams. Let's say we've been driving in third gear. Suddenly, this month we shift to fifth gear. Let's break down the key moments for you. What does it mean that the big boys are in town? First up, on July 2nd, Venus enters Gemini, bringing playful, witty energy to our relationships. Expect more laughter, clever conversations, and a light-hearted vibe, perfect for reconnecting or making new friends. I think this Venus-Gemini energy is wonderful. This really is your cue to reach out, try new hobbies together, or just enjoy some fun banter. If you're single, it's all about curiosity and genuine connection, not grand gestures. Join a dating site if that's still done. Let your personality shine through your words and don't be afraid to be a little cheeky. Relationships get a communication upgrade. Just enjoy fun and the joy of connecting. Open the window to this breezy energy and let it refresh your social life. Okay, so now for some dramatic energy, but most of us will feel it over stages, not all at once. On July 7th, Uranus enters Gemini, kicking off a 7-year era of radical change in how we think, communicate, and use technology. Get ready for a surge of futuristic ideas and a shake-up in your daily routines. This is the time to experiment, learn, and break free from old mental habits. Dive into new tech, start that podcast, or connect in ways you never have before. Embrace the chaos. Breakthroughs come from questioning the usual and welcoming the unexpected. Let this cosmic revolution inspire you to see things differently. The future starts now, right in your mind. July 21st brings a full moon in Capricorn, a moment to pause and celebrate your progress. Capricorn energy highlights your achievements and the structures you've built. Take a breath, reflect on how far you've come, and honor even the small wins. This isn't about pushing forward, it's about acknowledging your hard work. Write down what you're proud of or treat yourself. You've earned it. Let this summit moment recharge you before your next climb. Celebrate now, then decide your next adventure. Mercury retrograde starts July 25th in Leo, but don't panic. Think of it as a creative reboot. Double-check the details, but also revisit old projects and ideas with fresh eyes. I made a video on this you can watch. Leo's energy asks, are you expressing your true self? Use this time to refine your story, reconnect with what lights you up, and make sure your creativity matches your heart. Slow down, reflect, and rediscover your authentic spark. It's not a setback. It's a chance to reboot with more passion and clarity. When you move forward, do it with heart. On July 22nd, the sun enters Leo. Time to step into the spotlight. Leo season is about confidence, creativity, and celebrating what makes you unique. Don't hold back. Share your talents, speak up, and let your true self shine. Embrace boldness, playfulness, and generosity. Ask yourself, where can I be braver? Okay, so let's go on and look at all signs. Hi, Aries. You have quite a lot of energy in the 5th house. I think you need to start having more fun. Playfulness. A lot of you have been working very hard. So we have Venus and Uranus entering Gemini, your 3rd house, on July 4th and 7th, lighting up your communication zone. Expect exciting conversations, spontaneous short trips, like a weekend away, or even a surprising connection with a sibling or neighbor. This is a great time to explore new ideas, take a class, or revamp your daily routine with more variety and fun. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lands in your 10th house of career and public image, spotlighting your achievements and long-term goals. You may receive recognition for your hard work. You've been working hard on a project, so chances are it will finish off, I hope with lots of success. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 5th house, inviting you to revisit creative projects, romantic interests, or even your relationship with joy and play. Don't be surprised if an old flame or forgotten passion resurfaces. This is your chance to reconnect with what lights you up. And with exes coming up from the past, I'm not sure what the best advice is here. Maybe delete their message. It might be safer. No advice here. Finally, when the sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 5th house is fully activated, encouraging you to shine, create, and express yourself boldly. Whether it's through art, performance, or simply having more fun, this is your time to lead with heart. Enjoy the fun. You need this time out. Hi, Taurus. You have a lot of energy in the fourth house, which is about home and family. With Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th, your second house of money, values, and self-worth is activated. This could bring unexpected financial opportunities or a fresh perspective on how you earn and spend. You might feel inspired to diversify your income or invest in something unconventional, but exciting, I think, for you. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lights up your ninth house, encouraging you to reflect on your beliefs, long-term vision, or educational goals. This is a great time to release limiting worldviews or complete a course or travel plan that's been in the works. You may feel a strong pull towards something that expands your horizons. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your fourth house of home, family, and emotional foundations. This is a time to revisit your roots, perhaps reconnecting with family, rethinking your living space, or healing old emotional patterns. It's not the best time to move house, but it's perfect for reorganizing or redecorating with intention. When the sun enters Leo on July 222nd, your fourth house continues to glow. Family gatherings, nostalgic moments, or simply spending more time at home can be deeply fulfilling now. Hi Cap, this month you have a lot of energy in the third house. Communication will be NB this month, or should I say, how you communicate. I know it's a cliche, but the pen is mightier than the sword. With Venus entering Gemini on July 4th and Uranus following on July 7th, your first house of self, identity, and appearance is electrified. You may feel a sudden urge to change your look, express yourself more freely, or break out of old patterns. Venus brings charm and magnetism, while Uranus adds a spark of originality. This is your time to shine in a way that feels truly you. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lands in your 8th house, highlighting themes of shared resources, intimacy, and transformation. You might finalize a financial matter, release emotional baggage, or gain clarity around a deep personal connection. It's a powerful time for healing and letting go of what no longer serves your growth. Certain debt issues have a chance of being resolved. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your third house of communication, learning, and local travel. Since Mercury is your ruling planet, you may feel this retrograde more strongly. Expect delays or mix-ups in conversations, tech, or travel, but also opportunities to revisit old ideas, reconnect with siblings or neighbors, or refine your message. This is only temporary. When the sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your third house continues to be lit up, encouraging you to speak from the heart, share your ideas boldly, and engage with your community. This is a great time to write, teach, or simply enjoy meaningful conversations that inspire and uplift. I think the universe is asking you to communicate like a leader, be the adult. Hi Leo, this month you have a lot of energy in the first house. So this means you'll be less tired, always a good thing, and possibly you'll be thinking about your identity. What do you look like? But at a deeper level, who are you really? Also, sometimes energy in the first house can be a time of fresh starts, new initiatives, and a desire to take charge of situations. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 11th house of friendships, community, and long-term goals. This brings fresh energy to your social life. New connections may appear suddenly, or existing ones may shift in unexpected ways. It's a great time to join a group, collaborate on a visionary project, or explore new ways to contribute to a cause you care about. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th highlights your 6th house of work, health, and daily routines. You may complete a project, shift your schedule, or gain clarity around your wellness habits. This is a great time to release burnout and recommit to routines that support your vitality and productivity. Mercury retrograde begins in Leo on July 17th in your first house of self and identity. This is a deeply personal retrograde, one that invites you to reflect on how you present yourself to the world. Try to be gentle with yourself and allow space for reinvention. When the sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your first house is fully illuminated. This is your solar return season, a time to celebrate your growth, set bold intentions, and step into your power. And a very early happy birthday to all of you. Hi Virgo. This month is an unusual blend of energy. On the one hand, we have some emphasis on your career and public image, but on the other hand, we have the 12th house of the unconscious, dreams and wish fulfillment. Let's break it down. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 10th house of career, reputation, and life direction. This could bring sudden opportunities, creative breakthroughs, or a desire to pivot professionally. Venus adds charm and visibility, while Uranus may shake things up in exciting, unexpected ways. Stay open to new paths. You might be surprised where they lead. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lights up your 5th house of creativity, romance, and self-expression. This is a beautiful moment to celebrate a creative project, let go of perfectionism, or reconnect with joy. If you've been working hard, this lunation reminds you to play and express yourself freely. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 12th house of rest, healing, and the subconscious. This is a time to slow down, reflect, and recharge. Old memories or dreams may resurface, offering insight and closure. It's a powerful period for journaling, therapy, or simply spending time alone to reconnect with your inner voice. When the Sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 12th house continues to be emphasized. This is your annual invitation to retreat before your birthday season begins. Focus on spiritual practices, creative solitude, or tying up loose ends. You're preparing for a fresh start next month. Trust the quiet magic of this phase. Hi Libra. You have a lot of energy in the 11th house of friendships, networks, and future goals. Some of your dreams may even come true. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 9th house of travel, learning, and belief systems. This is a great time to explore new philosophies, take a spontaneous trip, or dive into a subject that excites your mind. Venus brings harmony to your worldview, while Uranus may shake up old beliefs and inspire a more open-minded, adventurous approach to life. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th highlights your 4th house of home, family, and emotional roots. You may feel called to release old family patterns, complete a home-related project, or simply create more emotional security. This is a grounding moment that helps you balance your inner and outer worlds. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 11th house of friendships, networks, and future goals. You might reconnect with old friends, revisit a group project, or reflect on your long-term dreams. Miscommunications in social circles are possible, so take your time and clarify intentions. When the Sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 11th house continues to shine. This is a great time to step into a leadership role within a community, share your vision, or simply enjoy time with people who inspire you. Your presence has the power to uplift others. Don't be afraid to take the stage. Hi Scorpio. This month is all about your career and public image. If you don't have a career, it's to do with your public image. Maybe you belong to clubs or a patron group. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, and transformation. This could bring unexpected changes in financial partnerships, inheritances, or emotional bonds. Venus softens the intensity, helping you navigate vulnerability with grace, while Uranus may spark a breakthrough in how you share power or manage joint finances. Some of you might get some good money surprises. Let's hope. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lights up your 3rd house of communication, learning, and local connections. You may complete a writing project, have an important conversation, or gain clarity around how you express your ideas. It's a great time to release mental clutter and speak your truth with confidence. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 10th house of career, reputation, and public life. This is a time to reflect on your professional path, revisit old goals, or reconnect with mentors. Avoid launching major projects, but do take time to refine your vision and clarify your long-term direction. When the Sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 10th house continues to shine. You're being called to lead, inspire, and step into a more visible role. Recognition may come your way, especially if you've been working behind the scenes. Let your passion guide your professional path. Now is the time to put some extra work into your career and show your boss what you can do. Hi Sagittarius. You have a lot of energy in the 9th house, so expect a strong emphasis on areas like higher education, travel, philosophy, and spiritual growth. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 7th house of partnerships and one-on-one relationships. This could bring exciting new connections or surprising shifts in existing ones. Venus adds charm and harmony, while Uranus may stir up a desire for more freedom or authenticity in how you relate. Expect the unexpected, but in a way that ultimately brings more truth and alignment. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th highlights your second house of finances, values, and self-worth. This is a great time to assess your financial goals, release scarcity mindsets, and celebrate how far you've come in building stability. You may complete a financial project or gain clarity on what truly matters to you. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 9th house of travel, education, and belief systems. This is a time to revisit old philosophies, rework a writing or teaching project, or reflect on your spiritual path. Travel plans may need adjusting, so check and recheck travel details. When the sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 9th house continues to glow. You're being called to expand your mind, share your wisdom, and embrace your role as a seeker and storyteller. Whether through travel, study, or spiritual exploration, this is your time to reconnect with your higher purpose. Hi Capricorn, July is an important money month for you, with activity in the 8th house of shared resources and chunky money. And with Pluto in the 2nd house, some of you might get some money out of the blue. But let's break it down. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 6th house of work, health, and daily routines. This could bring unexpected changes to your schedule, work environment, or wellness habits. Venus helps smooth transitions and encourages more enjoyment in your daily life, while Uranus may inspire you to try unconventional approaches to productivity or self-care. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lands in your 1st house of self and identity, marking a powerful personal culmination. You may feel a strong urge to release outdated versions of yourself and step into a more authentic expression of who you are. This is your moment to shine. Own your growth and honor how far you've come. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, and transformation. This is a time to revisit financial agreements, emotional bonds, or deep psychological patterns. It's not ideal for signing contracts, but it's perfect for healing, reflection, and renegotiating what you share with others, whether that's money, trust, or energy. When the sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 8th house continues to be activated quite strongly. This is a time of inner empowerment and emotional depth. You're being called to face your fears, embrace vulnerability, and transform from the inside out. Trust the process. It's leading you to greater strength and authenticity. At a more literal level, you may hear news about some chunky money like a tax refund, insurance payment, or an inheritance. If you have some debt, the energy is asking you to try to look at this too. Hi Aquarius, there's a lot of energy in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 5th house of creativity, romance, and self-expression. This is a fun, flirty, and inspired energy that can bring unexpected romantic encounters, artistic breakthroughs, or a renewed sense of play. Venus adds charm and joy, while Uranus may shake up your creative process in exciting ways, perfect for trying something new or unconventional. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lights up your 12th house of rest, healing, and the subconscious. This is a deeply reflective moment, ideal for releasing emotional baggage, completing a spiritual cycle, or simply taking time to recharge. Pay attention to dreams and intuition. They may hold powerful insights. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 7th house of partnerships. This is a time to revisit relationship dynamics, reconnect with past partners, or reflect on how you communicate in one-on-one connections. Misunderstandings may arise, but they can lead to deeper clarity if handled with patience and heart. When the sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 7th house continues to be activated. This is a beautiful time to strengthen bonds, attract new partnerships, or simply show up more fully in your relationships. Whether romantic, professional, or platonic, connection is your superpower this month. Hi Pisces. Venus and Uranus entering Gemini on July 4th and 7th activate your 4th house of home, family, and emotional foundations. This could bring unexpected changes in your living situation, family dynamics, or how you define home. Venus brings harmony and beauty to your space, while Uranus may inspire a spontaneous move, renovation, or emotional breakthrough. Trust your instincts. They're guiding you towards greater freedom and authenticity. The full moon in Capricorn on July 10th lights up your 11th house of friendships, community, and long-term goals. You may complete a group project, gain clarity about your social circle, or feel called to release connections that no longer align with your vision. It's a great time to celebrate how far you've come and realign with your future dreams. Mercury retrograde in Leo begins on July 17th in your 6th house of work, health, and daily routines. This is a time to reassess your habits, revisit old projects, or reflect on how you manage your time and energy. Watch for tech or scheduling hiccups and use this period to refine your systems rather than start new ones. When the Sun enters Leo on July 22nd, your 6th house continues to be energized. You're being encouraged to take pride in your daily efforts, care for your body, and bring more creativity into your work life. Small changes can lead to big improvements, especially when they come from the heart. Sounds cheesy, but true.